And we
Catchy
are
tune.
back. Yeah, very catchy tune.
We're live
We
down in
are.
Costa Rica.
And it's been a little bit since it's just been you and I.
It's been a little bit what?
It's been a little bit of a time since it's just been you and I on here and no guest.
I don't follow.
Well,
Yeah,
we had
sometimes.
Sal last week, and then I think
Oh,
the one or two or three shows before that we had
sorry.
guests too. So it's the first
Yeah,
time
yeah,
it's
yeah.
just you and I only.
I think 3/4 at least of our shows we have a guest, and that
Yeah.
reminds me. Next week we have Trevor, Trevor Puddleberg. Puddleberg. Sorry if I mispronounced it wrong. He's coming on next Wednesday. So next Wednesday we're going to same time noon. But I believe I asked you, John, and you were okay with this if we went afterwards every Thursday.
Yeah.
So for now, anyways, because I'm down in Costa Rica, and on Wednesdays I have a networking meeting here with a group at 11 o'clock. It's noon your time. We're an hour behind. So that's the plan. But for now, because I'd already scheduled them and I didn't want to change.
Yeah, you could
Trevor.
say, next week it's Wednesday the 26th.
Yeah, more on that to come. So.
Yeah. And we were able to solidify Sal's wife on the 17th there, so that'll be a good one too.
February.
February, yeah. That's a Thursday.
Sal Sincata, guys, if you haven't watched that, you got to watch it.
Lots of information.
I'm going to put the link for those who are too lazy to go look it up. Oh, this is really, I think just about, I'm going to say 100% of our photo buzzers.
Oops, sorry about that. Turn the volume off there.
Where we had guests on, they were like of. All right, how come I can't post?
You can't do it in this side. You have to go into the feed on Facebook to post it.
All right.
We can't. You and I can't comment on the comment box here. We could just see other people that comment.
I'm not as dumb as you look. Anyways, I got to go post that, and I'll do that right now. There we are. All right, I put it in the comment section.
Yeah, it was a fantastic interview. I mean, the things that he talked about, it was just things that a lot of times us and some of our other guests have just reiterate all the time. It just shows you that if you do it properly, it works.
Yeah, and it's a topic that a lot of people are uncomfortable with, and that is making money. So you got to get over that. You got to really focus on money. I mean, he takes it to the nth degree. Really, he does. Doesn't mean what he's saying is wrong, or it doesn't mean the message isn't lessened in any way, shape, or form. It's a powerful, powerful message, and you can distill it to one basic idea, and that is that become a business person first. Focus on marketing and making money.
Yeah.
And if you want to do like him, that's fine. That's all the more power to it. We live in a free world, hopefully, and go for it. So
very intelligent man.
Yeah, ambitious and motivated and highly, highly successful. I don't know that I know of anyone to that degree using primarily photography as a business that is not successful. I really can't think of anyone. Mm-hmm. And I'm putting like, Ansel Adams and what's that big New York photographer who does all the Vanity Fair cover shoots?
Oh, Annie Leibovitz?
Yeah. I mean, she's famous. I don't think she probably doesn't make as much money as Sal.
I don't know. She does. I think she's a millionaire photographer herself because she did Rolling Stone in the back in the day too. And
yeah, she was
and
broke.
All of her stuff was just one light mostly.
She was broke a few years ago and she had to start selling stuff.
Did she? That I didn't know. Yeah.
Ansel Adams, same thing. Ansel Adams got rescued in his older, latter part of life by a young guy who came in and said, "You got all this stuff here. Let's do something with it." And he it's like you need that, sometimes if you get caught up in your craft to that degree, at that level. But most of us are not at that level. We're just out there fighting the fight, trying to bring home the bacon so that we can support our families and all.
Well, I think a lot of times too, when it comes to the more artistic photographers who are not in it as a business, like doing family portraits and headshots as a living, they're just out there doing the creative stuff. They're what they they're almost like those old starving artist type of scenarios, like Picasso. I mean, the guy was worth nothing when he was alive,
Hey,
and after he died, his family all of a sudden is
no.
rich.
Picasso was very wealthy. You're thinking of the guy who cut his ear off. He was poor.
Van Gogh.
No, Picasso was well off. He knew the value of his time
Well,
and
Van
money.
Gogh couldn't hear the experts on how to do it properly because he had no ear.
Ha ha ha. I made. Okay, let's get on topic here. There's some stuff I want to talk about and share with everybody. I'm down here in Costa Rica, and I was list. One of the things I started doing last year when I came down here, I was here for 4 weeks last year, and I thought, well, I'm on downtime and in lockdown, and I thought, well, I'm going to put my time to use. You know, I did a bunch of projects. I revamped my studio website. I re-edited and republished the book that I wrote back in 2008. I updated it and got rid of some of the mistakes, and a lot of the some of the stuff was kind of like outdated. So I just went word to word, word by word, and cleaned it right up. I went through all my emails since 2007, and I had 500 pages in the PDF that I created as a manual for myself. I printed it out. All these projects I had done, but one of the things I did as a personal thing was I wanted to study finances, stock markets, and all that stuff. And I did. I dove deep into that, and it's quite fascinating. And one guy I follow, his name is Jake Ducey, and he interviewed Rick Rule, who's very famous in that world. And I just finished this morning listening to an interview he had with him. And Rick Rule said a few really cool things about pursuing your whatever it is you're pursuing in life. The summary that he had created, plus also the fact that Jake's a lot younger than Rick. Rick's in his late 60s, Jake's in his early 30s, and Jake's a very ambitious guy. But Jake asked him for some advice, and one of the things he had said was, sometimes you just got to take a few days off. You got time off, and refresh and re-energize. And I thought, yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing with bad hair. And,
How's my hair? Good.
yeah. The razors are doing their job, right? So I posted that video in the comment section to this live stream. So I highly recommend you go watch it. The one thing I'm going to criticize Jake Ducey for is his headlines are a little bit clickbaity, a little bit hyperbolish, hyperbole-ish.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
But a billionaire says what to do to get rich in 2022. I mean, that's a little bit, you could have, but I know he wants to get views, and he's good. I mean, Don't let that turn you away. Watch the damn thing, turn off your phone, plug it in, put your headphones on. It's some good advice, and I highly recommend it. And if you're into looking to expand and understand investments, the way I have been, I think it's important to fill your brain and learn as much as you. I mean, these guys are experts. They've been around the block and what have you. So having said that, a couple things I want to talk about, just some basic ideas. Last night I went out on open mic night here. Twice a week we have open mic night, Wednesdays and Sundays. And I go every time. And I did 3 songs, played my guitar, and I sang. And
good for you. I didn't even know you could do that.
I can, and well, I can. I embarrass myself. Let's put it that way. I used to play a lot of blues. I was in a couple bands that I made back in the 90s, and it all came to an end in 2000, which was good because I really got busy in 2000. My studio was skyrocketing. I got into real estate investing. I got into karate. I got into goal setting. That was the early days of NoBS photo success. And I had no time in my hands. So from 2000 to...
Oh, did we lose him? He's froze.
Not frozen.
There. Now you're back.
I might have froze at your end. So, no, I was saying from 2000 to 2018, I got so busy, I did not pick up the guitar. In 2018, I brought a guitar down here to Costa Rica. And I told myself, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to go up on the stage and play. Now, I... joined Toastmasters in 1991, and I was scared to death when I did that, and I got that under control, and I built up a pretty good skill set as far as public speaking is concerned. I feel very, 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 very confident. So somebody was asking me the other day, I said, are you nervous when you go up? I'm like, yeah. When I'm singing and playing guitar, it's a completely different animal. I'm not a professional. I'm a hack. but I'm doing it for fun and for the challenge. I like to
Yep.
challenge myself. It's a new thing to learn, and there's no better way to do that than to get up. I don't think there's anything scarier in my experience than taking your instrument, standing on a microphone in front of a bar full of people, and they're all looking at you, and you're going to sing. You have no drums, no bass, you're alone. Wow. So I keep screwing up, I keep messing up, but I keep going up because as I go up there and I jokingly say, I want you all to lower your expectations. Remember, this is amateur hour, and I crack a few jokes. So I make light of it. And they always applaud, and they're very welcoming. And that's part of the whole aura of open mic night. Anybody can go up. So I'm using it as an opportunity for growth, for challenge, for fun, for expanding my music skills. And it's a hobby. It's nothing more than a hobby. So, but, and there's a lot of people, there's older people here that we kind of hang out with. They're all retired. A lot of them are very, very wealthy. I want to say this about wealthy people, okay? I got to talk about this for a second. Can I?
Sure. You go right ahead.
I think it's good to get around wealthy people, but see, I think there's a dark side to them, and that is this. First of all, and I realized this back in the 90s when I joined Rotary, because there's a lot of wealthy people in Rotary. I realized that these people are no different, no better than me in no way, shape, or form. So in my mind, everything shifted. I treated them all as equal. You might have more money, but that's irrelevant. That's irrelevant.
I agree.
What matters is your character and your actions and, all of this stuff. And once I got to that state of mind, it would just really, really helped me. And so I want to add to that when I'm around, the awareness that I came up with most recently is that on the dark side, people who have a lot of money and have accomplished a lot in their lives, they sometimes, not always, sometimes believe, falsely so, that they have extra authority. Do you know what I mean? They feel they know what they're talking about just because of that.
Yeah.
So you got to be aware of that and mildly, gently call them out on their bullshit, and become aware of it yourself. If you start accumulating wealth, it's just a scoreboard.
Yeah.
But on that point, I believe it's important that we all, to some degree or another, stay out of debt and accumulate assets and collect our own personal nest egg. So
yeah, that's partly what I got to get into. So,
well, go watch my replay. I'm telling you, prosperity for photographers, and check out that list of the highlights from the book I read back in the 90s. Earn what you deserve. It's a really good list.
Yeah, no, definitely. I'll have to check that out.
Read it and understand it. So, but anyways, I had a really good friend that I met in 1991. His name is Henry Bujak. He came to my wedding in 95, and I spent a lot of time with him, especially during the lockdown. I don't know what you did, John, during lockdown, but I hung out with people more, so I had to get out of the house. So sometimes I go for rides. A couple of people that I knew really well, and Henry was one of them. He was the closest friend I had, and I saw him 2 days before we flew down here, and he was complaining of a pinched nerve. So January 2nd, I found out he dropped dead. He had a heart attack. He was, it was pretty much a shocker. So wow. So it reminded me that, holy crap, I'm a year older than Henry, and he was a little bit overweight. He wasn't really super healthy and all that stuff, but I don't think he wanted to leave us that soon. So it help put it into perspective for me how short life is and how important health is, and do the things that matter now instead of,
Yeah. I had a quote that I did yesterday. I think it was on my Facebook page. I think that basically says it was Sarah Ban Brethnak, and she said, "The world needs dreamers and the world needs doers, but above all, the world needs dreamers who do."
You posted that.
Yes.
I saw that yesterday.
And that just, what you were just saying just reminded me of that quote.
Yeah. Too often we crawl into our shells and live in a bubble and an echo chamber, and a large part of it is based on fear and resistance and made up stuff that is nothing more than our imagination. And you know, I'm not
Definitely.
perfect, but I'm willing to get up on the stage and embarrass the hell out of myself.
Yep. I was
You
a
know,
drummer growing up, and I used to get up on the jam nights and take the drummer's place and just wing it because a lot of times they had songs that I'd never played before, and you just go and do it, and you
can
know
you
everybody's
still
watching you. So
can you still drum?
I could probably be a little rusty, but I even told Colleen we're hoping to move to a new house in the next year or so, and when we do, I'd like to make a little area in the basement and get another
Yeah,
drum kit and set it up. I'll probably get the little electronic ones that are out there now, so I can just be quiet. But then still, if I want to get in like a little pickup band and play around
yeah.
town here or something like that, it'd be good because you can mix the sound better with the rest of the instruments. But yeah, I'd like to get back into it again.
There you go. It's drumming is awesome. So
Yeah,
anyway, so all that to say that, and while I'm here in Costa Rica, we are taking bookings, weddings, appointments, inquiries for ferry shoots for the next spring, summer, fall. So it's kind of a cool thing what we're doing. We're able to communicate with people. You know, when we have an inquiry and they want to talk to us, we're like, yeah, we'll set up a Zoom meeting. But like, that's not even a thing anymore. People don't question that. They're like, well, of course we're going to do Zoom. Yeah. We're not going to come and see you in person because we're going to die of COVID or something stupid. No, but it's just like, we're so used to Zoom now because of COVID and the lockdowns and all
yeah,
that stuff.
exactly.
So it benefits us. Oh, there he is. What happened to your hair, man? 80s rocker, 80s rocker, 90s rocker.
Yeah, that was grade 12.
Unbelievable.
Sorry, I had to put that in there.
It was fun. That's fun. Um, so what was I saying?
Excuse me, I got a little tickle in my throat.
I forgot what I was saying.
Sorry, that
Oh
was my
yeah,
fault.
we're taking appointments and all, and I'm trying to build up more of a presence here too because we're going to be here for enough this year that I can do that. So I'm going to talk about a few of those strategies. I want to show you guys
Awesome.
some actual shoots and the technical stuff and the equipment that I've been using. I've done a few down here already, not many, but a few, and I have this idea that I want to do ferries down here. So Tina and I, that's my wife, we brought a couple of ferry dresses down, packed them in our carry-on. She wouldn't let me pack the wings because she said they're too sensitive and fragile. They might, we paid a lot of money. You remember those wings?
They're expensive. Yeah, they look so realistic.
They're so nice. And I said, well, it's no problem. I bought a bunch of wing templates years ago and I'll use those. But we have dresses and headpieces. And, my wife and I be walking around town here and we see people with little girls. I'm like, oh, ferry. Oh, there's a ferry. Oh, there's a ferry. There's a ferry. So I got a couple lined up that I'm going to do. I'm going to use as a portfolio building. And I've asked the moms. I have a cute little 4-year-old. Her name is Gaia. And her mom and dad moved here last year from the UK. They just wanted to get out of the insanity. And anyway, so that's something that I'm doing. And while I'm walking around town, I'm looking for locations because I don't have a studio. And I'm going to bring them in a trail in the jungle and photograph the ferry shoots there and then enhance it in Photoshop. I don't know exactly how I'm going to do it as far as am I going to add water? Am I going to add a mushroom or something? All that stuff. I'm going to play with it, but I'm going to capture something and hopefully get a decent image. And then my goal is to start promoting it. I've joined many, many Facebook groups for expats and people on Facebook groups in Costa Rica. There's a lot of them, a ton of them, with tens of thousands of members. So I'm going to see about promoting them in there. So I'm making a list of the groups that are ad friendly or they have, they allow me to post that kind of stuff. So that's where I'm going in my brain as far as where I'm going to market this as soon as I get the product ready. Plus, I'm going to be doing some paid Facebook ads very, very soon. So, so it'd be kind of cool to be able to do that. And it's kind of weird to be able to say, well, I'm going to build a business on photography in Central America. How bizarre is that? I mean, it's weird, right?
Oh, exactly.
Who
Total
does
culture
that?
shock.
Yeah. But I believe there's a strong possibility. Over the years, I've shot families and weddings and commercial gigs down here, like paid gigs. And I know the market's there. Just we've never been here long enough. So anyways, I shot a video the other day of one trail that I'd never seen this before, but now that I've been looking for it, I spotted it and I did a quick video. and I'm going to compile that in other videos and show you guys later as soon as I get that all done and go from there. So
Cool.
yeah. So yeah, that's where we're at with that. So I'm just looking at my notes here. I was talking, my wife does yoga every day, and the yoga school that she goes to, the yoga instructor, she's Argentinian or something. She's really, really good. My wife keeps saying like she's never had a better yoga instructor. And she was having a conversation with her and another attendee yesterday at noon. They were talking about how busy it is around here, and the yoga instructor and the other lady who live here were saying that the reason is a lot of people have moved here with their families. And I kind of had a hunch that was the case.
Yeah.
Because people are just tired of what's going on in North America. So they've just wanted to escape. They moved here with their families, which I'm looking at and going, I hope they're right.
Yeah.
Because that means more ferries and family shoots.
Oh, definitely. More clientele for you.
So John, grab your kids, grab your wife, come on down.
I don't think they would move there, but we'd come down for sure.
Well, you can always come for a visit.
Yeah.
But there's that. So I like to keep an eye on that kind of stuff and look at opportunities. And
plus, didn't we say we're going to work some sort of a workshop down there with Sal and Peter and all that? We're all going to come down.
Yeah, I've been thinking about that. I've been thinking about that. So, okay, I got some stuff I want to show you guys.
Go for it.
I'm going to show my screen. Oh, there's a new menu item in here. Share screen. I just hope this works entire screen.
Oh, it will.
Okay, I know that shows that.
Yeah, that shows that.
So
there we go.
You see Crystal?
I see Crystal's page there, yeah.
I want to mention Crystal because I texted her a while back. Crystal, for those who don't know who she is, she just got into fairy photography about 4, 5, 6 months ago.
We had her as a guest on here one day.
Yeah, I believe that was October, November.
Yep.
And I'm going to say that was one of the best interviews I ever had.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Because of her passion, and she's somebody who like, yeah, I'm going to do this. And she really shared her story and explained a lot of not only the struggles and the successes, but the end result too, and how it's working out for her because she's been booking fairy days. And her work is very, very similar to mine, which I look at and think, okay, I'm flattered. She's pretty much taken whatever I've done and just mimicked it. And that's a good thing to do. So I said to her a few weeks ago, I said, well, we're going to have you back. And look, she's got another fairy day, February 5th. She's so excited. She's posting them all the time in her Facebook page. But look at that. She's charging $149. I charge $97. So she's, the student is surpassing the teacher.
It also depends, I find, where you are too. Sometimes your location. Sometimes you can charge more, and sometimes you get some things I charge here. I could charge more if I was in the city. It's stupid that it is that way, and you shouldn't have that mentality. But I've just been here for long enough and doing business here long enough that I know that if I try and do that city pricing, sometimes it just doesn't work.
Well, she's in a small town. She's in Prince George, northern BC. So her place is very comparable to where I am, which is north of Toronto. So,
and yet you still say I'm pretty expensive. So,
who says that?
You did. You said a couple times, "Oh, you're charging premium for that."
Oh, for you?
Yeah,
it's good. Keep doing what you're doing.
I'm trying.
Hark also has been doing a lot of fairies and have great successes. So I'm hoping to get him back. He's doing a lot of headshots too.
Yeah,
so
he's been doing a lot.
I just want to share that because I had those screens open. Here's me and my first camera, Canon FTB. We were talking about that before we went live. I thought we would grab some of our first images that we shot our first year in photography, and we're going to do that down the road.
Exactly.
That'll be fun. So here's my Costa Rica photographer.net website. I think I might have mentioned this. I don't know if I did. Maybe I didn't. I might have mentioned it. I don't know. What I've done back in December before I came down here, I went through all my old weddings and I was like, okay, I need stuff to post. I want to get my SEO optimized, and I need content for my website. So I went through all my old weddings, say the last 10 years, and I compiled over 1,000 images, put them in a folder, went and was it browser? What's the one where you get to rename all the files? That
Okay.
one. Bridge.
Bridge,
And
yeah.
so I renamed all the images, and I used Costa Rica photography in the actual file name to help it. And every day I've been posting under the category. See right here where it says weddings anywhere is a new
Yep.
category I created. And every day I've been posting some of those images. So for example, let me just grab this one here.
My
And
website's getting revamped right now too.
cool. This one, look at the tag. I got all the tags in there. Costa Rica, Costa Rica, Costa Rica, Costa Rica. I'm a little embarrassed because this one has no copy in it. Let me go to this one. So many, and it's just generic stuff that I shot in the past. And, I try and say a little bit of something about it, and I try and use SEO terms in the description.
Definitely. Well, you've always been a big blogger, so
Yeah. Well,
James too.
I want to have this website show up on Google. That's the primary reason I'm doing this, and it's really, really simple to do. It's not hard to do. One blog a day, even if you had one image a day, say something really brief about it, and away you go. So, I mean, these are a lot. I have this folder with over 1,000 images, and I just grab 8, 9, 10, and I just throw them up there, put my SEO down on the bottom here, and I say something. I just think, okay, what am I going to say about this? So many locations, photo opportunities, and ways to photograph couples. And then I say stuff, blah, 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 blah. So easy to do. It's not hard. This is like 10 minutes max to get this done every day. So that's what I'm doing to try and get this website showing up on my Google searches for Costa Rica photographers. So, and I do the same thing for my studio. If you search Sudbury, Ontario weddings or photography, I always rank first page. Have been for
That's perfect.
50. Yeah. This is something we should all be doing, really.
Yeah. Well, my web designer, like me, I designed my own website this time.
I love your
But
website.
she's changing it up a little bit because SEO wasn't working very well with it, and so it's basically going to be the same kind of format, but she's just changing my homepage a bit and adding more SEO type stuff on it, and then she's adding the e-commerce part to it too for my sports and my schools, and also a way that if I want people to pay like a retainer up front of a shoot, or if I send them an invoice for their shoot or whatever, there'll be a spot on there where they can pay online and they can go and just do it through online. They don't have to call me with a credit card number or things like that, or an e-transfer. They could just go pay online. So that's getting added on. So
that's cool. I'm telling you right now, for Google search engine optimization, I did a webinar with a guy, Bill. I think it was Bill. Anyways, it's in the replays. But the number one thing you got to do is blogging, and Google loves blogging.
Yeah.
So can you see the thumbnails?
I can. Now I see like the lighting there and all that stuff. Yeah.
So here's what I brought down. I bought this.
Yep.
Which is the Godox adapter. You can plug in two
of them in there of the 200s.
AD200s. And I think it's a Bowens mount. I'm not sure.
Yeah, they are Bowens mount. Yeah, it's Bowens mount.
Instead of bringing my 600 BM, which I used to bring down here, I wanted to travel lighter, so I brought 2 of these. And that way, I can use either 1 or 2, depending on what I was shooting.
Exactly. And you're still getting, if you do 2, 400 watt seconds right there.
Yeah, I got more than enough power.
Definitely.
So for this family shoot, actually, it was a paid gig. I was here not even a week, and we got asked to do this family gig. I know the guy, Bill, who hired us. He married a Tika, and they have 2 kids. And his brother was in from Phoenix, in Colorado, that town in Denver. And with his, it's not his wife. It's his. He's divorced. But that's his new girlfriend and his 2 kids. Anyways, the whole gang. So two brothers, their respective significant others, and 4 kids. So I use this here. as the setup because I wanted maximum power.
Yeah.
And I'm going to show you, well, I have this here. This is the setup that I have with the reflector.
Yeah.
And you'll be able to see it. So if I played this, does it show?
It shows. I just don't think it has the sound.
No, I turned it off. I don't want.
Okay.
I don't
Yeah.
want.
Yeah.
I
No,
want to
we can
explain
see
it. So look at there's the light right there,
Yep.
and I put a diffuser over top of it.
Okay.
Now I would prefer to have a 36-inch octodome, but it gets pretty windy here in Costa Rica, and my wife will fly away. So I want to travel light.
Yeah, but you
fast,
got lots of
and-
sand there. You can make portable sandbags there with grocery bags probably to put on the stand.
There you go. You're hired. So there's my my light. Now we started here. It's late afternoon. It's still kind of bright in the sky, and I was going to shoot somewhere in this area, and I thought, well, right in front of these trees with the sun behind us, it's pretty good, and it's open shade.
So you're using that more as a kicker and using the open shade as your main light?
Sorry. This light
Yeah, because it's
just
behind them
happens.
more.
It happens to be there. It's not even being used.
Oh, okay. I thought
It's
maybe
there
you
for
used it
no-
as a kicker or something.
No, I just wanted to show you what I was using. No,
Okay.
for these shots, the first shots I'm going to show you did not use any flash at all, because the light coming from the open sky,
Yeah, it was beautiful.
right behind me, you can see the sun blotches here.
Yeah.
So there's a nice brightness to it, and it's like having a ginormous softbox. And right at the last minute, I noticed that, and I said, I had all these plans. I changed them all, and I said, I'm just going to shoot using the natural light.
Yeah. And I love
like
that
to-
tree behind it, like that. Just the shape of it and everything's awesome.
Yeah. So we did a whole series of pictures, and you see, I'm trying to post. There we go. See, I'm trying to have a nice, relaxed pose, and there's the girlfriend. She was, she kept making comments and suggestions. She was kind of driving me nuts a little bit, but well, she understood photography in a sense that she understood it. She got it. So she had her own ideas in a very crude way. So I let her do her thing. So here's the reflector that I have that I put a cutout in the middle to make my homemade Omega reflector.
Yeah, I remember when those were big.
So anyways, that's the lighting, and that's the first place I shot in. And these are right off the camera, so there's absolutely zero work been done to these.
Yeah.
It's nice light. It looks like a big softbox,
Very, very much
doesn't
so.
it?
And I love that tree. That's awesome. It just sort of frames them.
Yeah. So I
Almost
decided
looks like wings.
just to do a whole series here. There's the pose you saw. There's the whole gang.
Yeah.
I always look at this stuff and I go, oh, I should have done this. I should have done that. I should have reposed it differently. I think of that after the fact. And
Well, that pose was okay. Maybe move them to the left more so that tree on both sides was even, but that's okay.
so here we got the whole gang, one family, and then dad with his two kids. And then we went up to the
Beach.
point. So the problem here with this area, there's a beautiful beach area right to the left, right?
Yep.
And on mid tide, low tide, or whatever, you've got lots of beautiful spots to shoot in. However, sunset's at 5:45, and the high tide was scheduled to be exactly at 5:40. So there'll be minimal sand and beach area. So as soon as they showed up, I had a conversation with everybody. I said, guys, if you want, we could do a few shots here, but I suggest we walk. It's about a mile and a half, all the way to the point. And we do some sunset shots. And I didn't know if they were going to go for it. And they said, yeah, that sounds good. Let's do it. So we did that. And we ended up not doing the rest of the shots on the beach. So I changed the plans and they were okay with it. And I just bring that up because you got to have the ability to converse with people and have this conversation and say, what do you guys think? I really wanted them to do it, but I didn't want to push my agenda onto them. This is a bit of a shitty pose, the way the boy's arm is and the way her hair is in her face. But I did shoot a bunch of these. So I just grabbed this one. I wanted to show you guys.
I don't mind it. It shows connection.
I wanted to show you the light. I mean, it's like a big softbox. And look at these nice soft shadows. So I'm shooting
Beautiful
this.
catch lights.
Yeah, I'm shooting this at the 85 Batis lens. I'm shooting probably close to 2.8. No smaller than f4, but probably closer to 2.8 at about 300 of a second because I'm handheld.
Yep.
And I'm shooting at auto ISO. So I'm letting the ISO float. And sometimes it's too bright and it'll be overexposed because the aperture is so wide, then I'll increase the shutter speed.
What are you focusing on, the gentleman or the kids?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I'll let the camera do that.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's right. Because you got the Sony and it has its own little eye detection thing there.
I don't know. This is probably closer to f4 because look, everything's in focus. So.
Yeah, they're all in focus in that. That's why I was wondering because they're not all on the same plane. So how you got them all? Sometimes I find you might have to go on like that front guy's shoulder or something just to get everybody.
I let my camera. I get lazy because of that.
Hey, as long as you get the shot, who cares?
So here's up on the point, high tide,
Love
with
it.
the 280-200s pumping out almost full power. Yeah, full power, high speed sync, shooting at about f4, cranking up the shutter speed to about 1,000 to 1,500 because I'm putting the sun in the picture. It's a beautiful area, as you can see. Looks a little bit bright here. I didn't like that. I noticed that in the screen while I was shooting it. I was like, I'll have to burn that in and lighten this, which I can easily do. So.
Exactly.
So I wanted to show that to you to show that that's kind of the way things are shot here with a lot of the sun in the picture and a lot of scenery. You could see people in the background. I'll just retouch them out later. So right here, see where my cursor is?
Yep.
Okay, there's rocks about 1 foot to 2 feet underneath the water.
Okay.
And when the high tide recedes, this all gets exposed. And on low tide, this is all dry, black volcanic rock.
Very cool.
Yeah. And you can actually see, let me show it to you. I just got to show this to you. I'm going to show you what it looks like. And there it is. There's one.
Beautiful.
Two.
Almost like you know what you're doing.
Well, I try, Well, you got to know, you got to know the local areas, the local surroundings, and be familiar. Like tide, sunset. How do you handle sunset? How do you handle shooting in bright, challenging? I don't know. I have another picture showing. Do you think I'd be able to find it? Oh, here it is. Here it is. I got a couple of them. All right, let me show you. This is, there it is. There it is right there. There's one of them. Okay.
Very nice.
So these rocks here are
underneath the water there.
right over here where my cursor is. Way out there.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So, but it's low tide-ish. And same here. This is the same scene, same scenario with flash. I took the flash off and I just shot it. I added a craquelure to it to give it a painterly effect. But this is a real stunning image. And this is my daughter's old boyfriend, so I'm kind of embarrassed. I hope she doesn't. Yeah. So anyways, that's that scene. And it's quite a nice area. So when I asked them if they wanted to go up there, I knew the area because I'd been up there a bunch of times. I just showed you another couple too. That was from a wedding I shot here years ago. Zach and Dana, who I shot a wedding. And then after the wedding, I said, "You guys want to do an engagement shoot after the wedding? Because I'd like to do that for you." And I gave them a free engagement shoot. And that's what these are from.
Very cool.
Yeah. So anyways, that's that area. And then the sun dropped. Okay. The sun dropped. And this is the kind of light you get as soon as that sun drops. There's absolutely no flash on this.
Okay.
You got that beautiful, beautiful light. And I was having a hard time because this was hard to get people up there on this rock. And it was awkward. And people tend to complain a little bit, especially young teenagers, the moodier ones. And, like, oh, what are we doing? So I had this girl here. And like, I shot a few and I didn't like it. So I had her stand up, more triangulated. However, I look at this now and I think, crap, I should have put the boy here and put her here next to her dad and put her next to her mom. That's what I should have done. to make it perfect. In my opinion, it would have been ideal. If I'd have had the boy there, I would have had him not standing because he's pretty tall. I would have had him, when you're standing up and you just drop down and you bend your legs. I would
Exactly.
have had him doing
And
that
too
pose.
bad they're wearing yellow too, because for me, the first thing my eye goes to is those two girls.
Yeah, but they're cousins and they wanted to dress the same. They were so
They
excited.
should have been in white or the light blue or something in that
Yeah.
tonal range, at least gray or something. Oh well, what can you do? I get the same thing. You get people, you tell them ahead of time for the
Yep.
best photographs, you should be in the same tonal range. Do this. You don't have to wear the same colors, but same. And they always come
Yep.
wearing what they want. I get a lot of plaid here because that's the thing. I'm in the valley, so plaid's big, and I hate it. But I don't mind
You're
wearing it, but not for pictures.
you're surrounded by farmers. That's good though. I mean, that's part of their culture, part of their look.
Exactly.
And
And it's their pictures. I'm not going to say I'm not going to shoot your picture because you're wearing plaid.
so yeah, I think that is more important than matching everything. To me, anyways.
Get the
That's
character in there and the personalities.
back in the '90s. I mean, everybody was on white, shooting white with blue jeans.
Yeah.
That's a little bit much. But they're probably going to love this, and that's well done. And I will never tell them that I wish I'd have put her there, her here, and him over in the
Oh
middle.
no, they'll be very proud of that shot.
So this is the way my brain works after
Yep.
and this is the same lighting. Right after this, I had the mom and dad, or him and his girlfriend. I just had him looking out into the sunset with the family.
Really nice. I love the
Tide, you
water.
can see the high tide, all those rocks, all the way up to over here, are bare when it's low tide.
And I like the
So
foam in the water. It makes it look the movement in there and that.
yeah, well, I did that knowing the tide was rolling in and out. I said, can you guys look over at the sunset over there? And I just waited, and I saw the tide rolling
Perfect.
in, and I just
Yeah.
kind of timed it on purpose.
Perfect.
So yeah, though that's how I shot that shoot. And there's so many nuances and subtleties and technicalities that you got to be aware of. It's stuff that I've learned over the years of shooting here in the tropics and working with the sun and all that. And I've developed a system. I get people to meet us in this area here, and we work there, and then we come up with a plan as to what we're going to do. And this is the first time where I had to say, hey guys, do you want to go to the point, because of the fact that high tide was really going to be bothersome. Now added to that was Christmas time, crazy busy here, so there's a lot of people on the beach too, and we have minimal sand because of high tide. And I was like, let's just go to the point where we're just going to solve all that. We're going to have an awesome area. If you're the kind of person who's like, no, it's got to be this way, and this is the way I shoot it always, and I do not deviate you're going to have problems adapting. So here's my daughter's new boyfriend. No, this guy's really nice. His name is Jason, and he's a professional guitar player. He teaches classical guitar. Super nice guy.
Very cool.
Anyways, Danielle came down with us before Christmas. A week and a half later, Jason came down, and he stayed for 10 days. And they flew out together. So they had a wonderful time, and we got to know them because they've only been going out since I think September or something. But they're pretty much crazy about one another. So here's my lighting option A sort of scenario with one 80-200. Remember I was showing you the double setup? Well, here's what I was thinking. I said, well, if I only need one, which I would need for a couple or an individual, I can just use one. I could use one, and with a diffusion, I have these small reflectors. So I have colored gels, or I brought down this little tiny umbrella that James Hodgins gave me years ago, and that's all I need. It's a nice light source. I could use in so many scenarios. So if I really need the Octodome, the 36-incher, this is the second best scenario right here.
Exactly.
And
I have a couple umbrellas. I love them.
Yeah, well, they're functional, and this is not a huge umbrella. The wind, if it gets windy here, that's Tina. She's flying. She'll go up in the sky. She might land in Hawaii.
Well, I even have like my camera bag. It's like a square, yay big, and it's got the front pouch in the middle of it, or in the front of it there. And I just take a little small umbrella, and I just collapse it and stick it right in that, and it stays there all the time. Wherever I go, I've always got an umbrella with me if I need it.
What I do when I'm doing these shoots is I strip everything out of my camera gear that I don't need because I'm lugging this stuff. I'm walking a mile and a half down the beach and up this trail and over to the
Mm-hmm.
point. So I tend to not do that, but I know what you're saying. But I try to minimize the amount of weight because I don't
Yeah.
want to. So I don't have a pullback shot, but when I did these pictures of the two of them, which I'm going to show you more in a minute, the first thing I said was I want to do a headshot of both of you guys, and I put on the 135 lens on the Sony A7R2, and I have a reflector right underneath. I
Mm-hmm.
did this because I wanted to have some samples of sorts to show potential clients. There's a lot of businesses around here, and I'm thinking there's a lot of real estate agents too. There's probably going to be a need for headshots.
For sure.
And I don't like the fact that he's wearing a tank top. However, he's a musician. We'll give him a pass. So one light, one reflector. I don't have a pullback shot, but you could see the reflector in his eyes. Let me just show you the one I worked on. There. Okay, there's before and after. And you can see the background's all nice and blurred. This was shot at 2.8.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, by the way, you have a 70-200, right?
I do. I love it.
I was just
2.8.
going to say, do you love that lens?
My 7200 2.8 Canon lens is my favorite lens.
So I been telling my wife since last year. I said, you know what? The Sony came out with a new G Master 70-200,
Mm-hmm.
and I could get rid of my 85 and my 135 and have it all in one. Plus, I'll have the ability to go to 200.
Yep.
And but man, it's $4,500.
Well, my goal is to go mirrorless sometime soon. I haven't done it yet, but when I do go mirrorless, they have a new 7200 2.8 for the mirrorless that's half the size and weight of the one I have now for my normal DSLR.
Yeah, and that's an extra bonus.
Yeah.
But I don't know. The 7200 Sony G Master looks to be about as big as a Nikon or a Canon, I think.
Mm-hmm.
However, I've been looking at them and reading reviews and thinking to myself, this is something I would like to do. So I think last summer I sort of told my wife in conversation, I said, this is something I'd like to do down the road. I planted seeds. And lo and behold, I found two on the Facebook buy and sell group. Two people have one for sale. One guy wants 2,600. One guy wants 2,100. He's in Nova Scotia. So I saved them. I'm not ready to buy them yet because I got to wait till I'm back in Canada. But I don't think they're going to sell. I've been keeping an eye on them. So that's where I'm going. That's where I'm going to get a 70-200, a used one if I can get it, or a new one because I've already planted seeds. You know what it's like, John, when you're married and your wife is helping you in the studio. You got to play the game.
You do?
The budget game.
The budget game, because I've always got to, hey, what do you think I'm going to buy it? Sometimes it depends. If it's something that's not too expensive and I know what's in there, I'll just go on and pay for it and then tell her afterwards, because I always find that sometimes it's easier to ask for forgiveness than to ask for permission.
Beg for forgiveness. True. You know what I'm talking about. So there's more headshots of my daughter, and one light, one reflector, and that was it. And she's got the scraggly hair, which is what we wanted. We just wanted to keep
that's a nice one. The big smile one was a nice one.
Boho looking. Yeah.
That one there. That's a really nice one.
So I did these first off, and then
I like those ones.
We walked down to the beach, and this is the trail to the beach. And I'm like, oh, let me get a few right here. So I had them stand there. This is the trail to the beach. These are straight out of camera, except for this one. I worked on this one a little bit. And here's the beach past the point. We didn't even go to the other area. We walked straight to the point. And I did a few of these shots.
Oh, that's awesome.
135, 2.8, turned it on auto focus, you think.
It reminded me of that one family you had where you had, I think, the sisters or something go halfway down and then walk towards you.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember that one.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
The two girls.
So the sun's dropped here. Mm-hmm. And Danielle wanted these sexy shots. I'm like, oh, okay. Whatever.
I know, isn't it the most difficult thing? Because I know with my oldest, when I was shooting with her and her ex-boyfriend, and they're not. She wouldn't do the sexy like that. My daughter, she's not like that. But when you get them doing the huggy, lovey-dovey stuff, it's hard because it's your daughter.
How old is she?
She's 20 now.
Yeah, she's young. Danielle's 26. They ramp it up a bit as they get older.
But that kind of stuff, I don't know if I could do. I might have to say, well, I'll get my friend, the photographer down the road. I'll get them to come and shoot it, because I don't know if I could.
He's touching her bum.
Yeah, well, not that they're doing anything wrong there. It's just a matter of when it's your own daughter, it's kind of weird.
She showed me a bunch of. She had a Pinterest page, and she's
Yeah.
like, "This is the kind of stuff I want, Dad." I'm like, "Okay,
Yeah,
I can
let's
do
go do
that."
it. Yeah.
So, anyways, she was very happy with these pictures, and these are all with the 135
Mm-hmm.
and high tide, just like before. So the waves are getting pretty big, and there's the sun setting. They're all wet now. Again,
That's cool
135.
because then you get some nice silhouette shots and things.
Yeah. So this is the same lighting, silhouette, and this is just opened it up more to
Yeah,
kind of pull in some detail. And
definitely.
they're
See, that's nice. I love that. That's a nice silhouette, and just, but you could still see some detail in them, which is nice.
yeah. This
That
this
one.
was her favorite one.
Yeah.
So I want to point something out. So I have this thing about mouth breathers,
Mm-hmm.
mouth breathing.
My wife says I'm a mouth breather. She always says, I breathe through my mouth more than my nose.
Yeah, if you can purposely shut your mouth and just breathe through your nose, you're going to improve your health drastically, and it's going to realign your jaw. There's scientific proof behind that. But
Mm-hmm.
I'm not talking about that here. I'm just like, he's got his mouth open. Not bad here because it looks like they're about to kiss.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. So I asked him at some point, I said,
Close your mouth.
Jason, I need you. There we go. So it went from here to here.
That's funny.
So maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. So there's out in the rocks. Okay, it wasn't really high tide. It was coming up to high tide, so there's still a lot of exposed rock.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm shooting now with the
That's a nice
16 to 35 G Master lens.
Yeah, I have a 16-35 f4 lens Canon. I really love it.
Yeah, that's a good range, 16 to 35. You want super wide, boom, you got a 16, and then 35 is a good workable portrait. It's about as wide as I would want to go in a portrait.
I think I got it on sale for like 1,400 or something like that here, whereas the 2.8 version was like 2,800 or 2,300 or something.
Right.
And I didn't, for that, when I'm doing wide angle, I'm very rarely shooting at 2.8. So, I mean, I didn't need it. So,
if you were shooting weddings, you probably would start.
yeah, because sometimes low light in the receptions and that. But
so this is we were done. No, sorry, the sun's still in the picture. We weren't done. The sun was still up high, and I was just doing a variety of different poses. And then this and the wide angle lens again.
sometimes it gives some really cool effects when you have the wide angle, but you get really close to them. Yeah, it distorts a little bit, but if you angle it the proper way, it can actually look really, really cool.
I think this was at 35. I don't think I went wide on these ones.
Yeah.
I think I did on some of these.
Mm-hmm.
You can see the horizon bending.
Yeah.
But I
you
can
fix that. Yeah, you can definitely fix that.
So that's just a fun, quirky shot. They really liked it. So we were done and walking back, and I was looking over to this. The sun had already set. All our shots were done, and I looked over and I went, "You guys want to just do one more?" So we went off to the edge there, and these are right off camera. So I got to lighten this and pull it out some more. But
what gel did you have on that?
Take a guess.
A blue gel? Or is it just a diffuser? Is it a mask? That's awesome.
It's a mask.
I thought you had like a gel, like a colored gel or something on it.
I was like, I want to soften this a little bit, so I'm gonna throw the gel on there. It didn't really soften it a lot, but
Dale Power wants to know if you've ever used the Mag Mod.
What is that?
That is a thing that came out. It's like there's a rubber piece that goes in front of your flash, and it has magnets on the front of it. And then they have all like grids, they have snoops, they have gels and everything that you just pop on and off just on the magnets.
Never heard of it. I can't.
It is really cool.
I can't see. I can't. Yeah, I don't know. I just can't see a need for it myself when you describe it.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know.
And they have like different pieces too, where you can actually get like the soft boxes, and it's all, like I said, by mirror and stuff like that. I'll have to show you when you're finished doing your stuff. I'll bring it up and I'll show you.
Okay, I'm almost done. I want to show. I want to show you guys something. Damn, you'd think it would be right there.
No, because you want it right there. That's why.
Maybe it's under commercial. I did a shoot of my daughter a couple of years ago, And there it is. Okay, this is the 280-200s, one with a blue gel, one with an orange gel.
Okay.
You know, the small reflector, you buy it on Amazon, the whole kit, dirt cheap, like $30, and you get all these
Okay.
filters.
Yeah.
That's what this is. So when I knew I was shooting these, I brought this stuff with me knowing that I'm probably going to use it. I wanted to experiment with colored gels. And to be able to, that magmod thing you were explaining, it sounds like a time saver. Like, you know, flip, 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 you're done.
Yeah.
I can't see that working for me. I don't really feel compelled in or the desire or drive to want to have that kind of a convenience. So when I was shooting this session, you know, all I did was I took whatever I had on and I put the reflector on and I added the gel. It was like, but it wasn't something I can't see myself. I just, yeah. Sounds cool.
Mm-hmm.
Magmod.
Magmod,
See, here's what happens when you have low tide. You get all this here. So
I like that when it's like they're walking on water. I love it.
I couldn't do that for the bill shoot. Let me just show you one more, and then I'm going to let you show
No,
me
you
what
go
you
right
got.
ahead.
One last one. Okay, this is a Nitzen. I bought 3 of these years ago. Nitzen. No, this is a Sony. I had a Sony and 2 Nitzens on this shoot. There they are. So I dropped one of these Nitzens in the water. So one of these went kaput. I don't know which one she's holding. She's holding either Sony. I used 3 flashes here. I had 1 Sony. I had 3 Nitzens with me. I used to have 2 Sonys, the big one and the smaller one. They're all broke. All my Nitzen, all these 5 flashes I'm talking about, they're all dead. They're in the graveyard. So I've switched everything to Godox anyways. And last summer I bought a Godox.
I remember that one. Yeah, that little 300 and something. I can't remember.
It's awesome. It's like this, but it's a Godox, and it was like $150.
It's the one you use in your little treasure box when you're doing the ferries.
Yeah, that's the one, and it fits perfect. And you know, I don't need these anymore like I used to because I got the AD200s and I got the small Sony. So this is going back a couple of years, and Joe and Louise are the guys who host the Wednesday night open mic night, and I've gotten to know them over the years. And I do free shoots for them. It's just like, you know, hey guys, you need this, and they love it. And I've been doing them for years and years. So here's just 2 flashes. A flash on camera, which is firing the other 2 because they're on optical. And I got some really cool stuff.
It's almost like 3 lights because you could see the sun bouncing off the one guy's head. So it's almost like a 3 light setup.
And there's my knee or my nose. So there, yeah. So she's holding one. There's one over here. I think that's the one that fell into this pond. It went kaput. And there's one on camera.
And that sun there, if you look on their heads, it's like a hair light almost, and shoulders. Yeah. That's really nice.
Joe's got your haircut.
That's a good haircut.
Yeah. This guy is such a good sax player. He grew up and played in New York up until 2010 when he moved here. So here they are. That's low tide. Same area as all the other shots. You know, the couple and the one with the family in the background. And there's Danielle a couple of years ago. She's holding a Nitzen. And I'm just blasting the light on it. So there it is.
I used to use those LumaPro 160s because one of your Infernos, I think it was 2011 or 2014, you had another guy from New York, Jason something. Group. And he did a whole presentation on how he does certain things on location. And he used those LumaPro 160s. And James and... I think there was a different one with James was a model, but yeah, he used those, and then James bought them, and I thought, hey, why not? They were like $160 American to buy them. That's why they were called LumaPro 160. They were $160, and they're like, and they were only slave flashes. That was the only setback, but I still use them in studio or indoors. Outdoors it was hard because it was the bottom had the hot shoe didn't have like a pin or anything. You could only plug it into a camera type of thing, or you used it as an optical slave, it wasn't like it was a line of sight.
Yeah.
So, but they still in the
Yeah.
studio they work great, and I used it my first year for my Christmas ones. I had it in the fireplace with a orange and a yellow gel to shine onto the fake wood in that electric fireplace to make it look like the wood was on fire, and it worked perfect. Every time my flashes went, it set it off, and it was cheap. I still have it
Hey,
around here somewhere.
you wanted to show something
Oh,
else
the
before we
magma that he was asking. You were wondering what that
before we log
was.
out.
Where is it here? So this is Magmod here.
Oh,
So
that's
what
what
they
it
do is they have
is.
this thing here that slides over the head of your flash there,
Uh-huh.
like where the flash comes out, and then on the sides here are magnets. And so stuff like this grid, you just pop it right. It just pops right on the front very easily. You shoot it, and then you can just take it right off. This stays on your flash at all times. You have a snoot. You have like a bunch of, and you also have stuff like this, like you can put on your flash, and it's just like a bounce card type of thing, almost like having a bounce card. And then you had this, which was like a dome you could put on to have
Oh,
light
nice.
going everywhere.
Nice.
And you have different, but you can also add. They had like soft boxes here, and these are all done by the magnet. You put this piece on, which has the
Really?
magnets on it, and you put your flash or two flash or whatever your flash in there, I guess it is.
Uh-huh.
And then these back of these all magneted right onto there, so you don't have to worry about like a bones mount putting it in and turning it to slide it on or whatever. It just was a magnet.
That
Just
part
stuck on.
drives me nuts. Turning it in, clicking it in place.
Yeah, but these would just click right, just
I'm
pop
joking.
right on.
This
To
is
the actual-
amazing. This is
Yeah.
amazing.
I don't know.
Oh.
I'm surprised you've never heard of it.
No, I never heard of this is what's his name? Go that picture.
Oh, I don't know.
Go click
if I
on the screen there.
There we
Up,
go.
up.
It was down here somewhere, right there.
That's what's they're not showing his name, but he
Oh,
does a lot
Ivan
of these.
Durin.
Oh, not the same guy. But see how he's using the gels. I love
Yeah.
that.
And then if you go like, it also has, when you have this, you have, that's the part that goes on your flash. And then you even have like, see, you can see there, that piece just, it's a magnet, just pops right on.
Oh, ain't that something?
And so they're very easy to use. You could pop that
Uh-huh.
one on. And it also does gels, like accessories here.
I see that. Look at those gels.
Yeah, and you just have the gels that just pop right on the front of it.
You too can be.
I've never
professional.
used it. Yeah, I've never used it, but I'd heard of them. I just never used them. There's those little, like the Mega Bounce. Like a lot of wedding photographers used to use this.
Uh-huh,
'Cause it
remember
pops
that.
on and it goes up, and then the flash would come up, bounce off there, and come out. But it also
Okay.
gave a little bit of surrounding.
Do you remember the hard plastic dome that
Yep.
went over your flash? Okay, you
Yep.
do not know embarrassment until you're at a wedding in the middle of the ceremony and that falls off your flash.
I've never had it fall off. Mine
We've
always
had
stayed on nice and
200
secure.
guests in the church. King, 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 and it rolls all the way to the
The funny
foot of the
thing
groom.
was, I had a Canon flash I used for the longest time. It was a 420 flash, and it was all mostly like you just slide it on. It was all automatic. You couldn't control it unless you were controlling your camera, and it didn't even have that little card that would pop up. And I loved using bounce, so I actually would just take a piece of Bristol board and cut it a certain one, and I had
Right.
elastic around my flash, and I would just stick that in when I wanted to use it and have it facing up, and then use that. And people didn't care.
You just said 420. Do you know what that means, eh?
Are you talking about the old cannabis?
Yeah, reference. It's still a thing. Get your mind out of the gutter. Anyways, that's interesting. So yeah, thanks
It
for
was
that.
just,
Dale.
I remember, Dale was asking if you'd ever used it, and then you said you didn't know what it was. I thought I'd better show you because maybe it's something you'd interested in. Who knows?
Good idea, good share. I don't know if I'd ever want, but I now know of it, so I'm probably gonna have it on my radar. And usually, I find when I find myself in a situation, I go, I wish I would have had. Ooh, well, maybe that, and then I'll.
And the good thing about this is when you're out on location like that, like the piece is already on your flash, that little black piece I told you with the magnets in it. So all you have to have in your bag is just some gels or that little grid if you want to just have a beam of light.
Yeah.
And then whenever you're out somewhere, you just go in your bag, pop it, and it just, boom, it's on. You don't have to screw anything in, nothing. You just pop it on. And then you can get some of those Octi boxes or whatever that just pop on as long as you get that other attachment.
Boxes.
Or strip boxes or whatever you want.
I like the way you say it. Octi boxes.
Octobox.
Yeah, same idea. It's very, very practical light modifier, and
It reminds me, if you look at the dome parts there and that balanced one. It almost reminded me of that. I forget his first name, but that Fong guy that had some stuff. I don't know if you
Hanson
remember him.
Fong.
Yeah,
Was it
handsome. He
Hanson
had
or Gary Fong? Sorry.
but they had all those things come out too for your flash.
The Fong Bong. That's the one I was talking about that fell in the church.
Oh, is that the one? Okay.
Okay, they made it for Canon, and if you had a Nikon, you had to get this stupid little adapter. It was a piece of rubber, and it never held right.
Uh,
So it was always falling off.
my Canon came with it was a square, like a rectangle one that it came down and then it expanded on the edges and it would just pop right on the top of your flash and stay on securely because it was like about this much of an edge that would stick on. Never came off.
Sounds like an Expando Octibox. When you start your
Exactly.
flash line, that's one of the items.
The Octabox.
No, the Expando Octibox.
There you go. But yeah, it was good. Maybe it's because Canon came out with it. That's why it was always so secure and worked really well. I don't know.
Yeah.
It wasn't a Nikon or
Everybody
anything like
knows Canon's better than Nikon. Everybody knows that.
that. It's like the old PC Mac argument.
Until Sony. So I'm still shooting with my Sony A7 R2s, and it's getting to be 6-7 years old now, all worn out. I have three bodies, and I have no compunction or desire to switch up.
I am going to go to the mirrorless. I haven't yet, but I am going to go because of technology.
I'm really reluctant to sort of suggest you do that, John, because you're getting such great results and you got all your lenses. I don't know if it's something, I don't see the benefit. See, I'm saying that because I was always Nikon and I found Nikon focusing a pain in the ass. And I always see James and I'd try his camera, which was Canon. And I was like, damn it, this focus is so smooth compared to the Nikon. And that was what compelled me to go to the Sony system.
Well, the good thing about Canon is they do have, it's like about $140, $150. It's a little adapter. It almost looks like the old not bellows, but the old, I forget what you call them, but it just clicks on the front of your lens of camera, the mirrorless camera, and it turns it into an EF mount instead of their new R mount. And then all my lenses would not only fit on it, but all the functions too, all the autofocus, everything functions fine. Whereas I know when Sony first came out with their A7 series, you had that adapter. You can use Canon lenses on it, but apparently you'd lose the autofocus and things like that. But Canon's doesn't do that. So until I can afford all those other lenses, I could just get like say an R6 or an R5, the new Canon mirrorless, and that adapter for $140 and just use the lenses I have now and it would work fine.
I got to tell you something. This is my personal opinion and what I've heard anecdotally from others. The adapter idea is a crappy idea. I hate adapters. Yeah. Anytime I'm putting an additional step onto something, I like the lens on the body. But now I got to put an adapter. I've heard there's problems.
Well, the good thing about this is until I get those other lenses, that adapter would be put on and stay on. It wouldn't be coming off because I don't have lenses to fit.
It may not work optimally. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying it will. I'm just saying, think about it and explore that and make sure.
Oh, definitely.
Before
I buy anything, I'm definitely going to explore a lot of things because I like the new lenses that you came out with. Those new R series lenses are expensive, but apparently they are like some of the best lenses out on the market right now. Canon's really good on the optics.
You're going to go watch my replay, the Prosperity Wealth Attraction for photographers, and then you're going to have millions of dollars, and it'll just be buy all new lenses.
See, I got a Sony camera.
What the hell?
It's got the little alpha little symbol on there. I know you can't see it, but this is actually, I got it for Christmas for my daughter. It's actually an 8 gigabyte thumb drive.
Oh, there you go.
But it's got the little Sony alpha symbol right there in yellow. I don't know if you can see it or not.
Nice.
So it's my first Sony.
You should have take a selfie with your Sony.
There you go.
Spy camera. All right, my people are here. They're back from yoga.
No worries. Are you at your place or next door still?
No, we got internet installed 2 days ago. Finally, we have very, very strong internet.
Good.
We were without it for a week, and we have fiber op now. It's very fast, very reliable.
Awesome.
So yeah, we have guests who are with us for 10 days, and they came in 2 days ago. A couple of people, and Tina brought them to yoga, and they knew I was doing this, so they're waiting.
That's okay.
It's all good.
That's perfect timing because I got some stuff. I have 2 other tapings I got to do at 2 and 3 o'clock anyways. So.
Well, you enjoyed that, Johnny. I appreciate it. Next week we're going to do this again on Wednesday. At noon with Trevor, who won this massive award, Canadian Photographer of the Year-ish thing with the PPOC, and he's mostly a scenic and wildlife photographer, which is cool. I love talking to people with different.
It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of fun.
So I'm looking forward to that. So Trevor, if you're watching this, yeah, I'm looking forward to meeting you virtually and hearing what you have to say, and we'll try and go easy on you.
Perfect. Well, we'll
John,
see everybody, I guess, next week.
you bet. And enjoy that weather, John.
I'm going to.
I'm going to go outside and suffer.
In your little tank top there.
Did you see that?
Tattoo.
What does it say?
I don't know. You can't read it. Pura Vida?
That's the slogan saying down here.
Oh, is it? What's it mean?
Pure life.
Oh, there
You'd
you
be
go.
you'd be talking to people, just locals, and you would just be talking, and it was like, okay, that was good to meet you, and they'll always say like, pura vida. That's just an expression.
And you just got Tina to grab a pen and just write that on your arm.
This is no, my daughter and I got matching tattoos about 5 years ago. So
Perfect.
my one and only tattoo, not like that big screaming flaming eagle that you have on your back,
Yeah.
and the two snakes you got on
And
your
the
back.
wings
How do I
actually
know
come out
that?
later on. Perfect.
All right, we'll talk later. Thanks,
All
Johnny.
right. See you later.
Bye bye now. See you guys.